Hey guys, this is Eliana Temple here to give you just a few pointers and tips on how to sit like a lady. We will go over what to do and then again what not to do when it comes to sitting. You know, over the holiday seasons you have a lot of parties and engagements and things that either you're hosting or that you're going to, correct? So it's important to know how to sit to make your best impression because you only get one chance to make an impression, okay? So when it comes to sitting like a lady, there are three aspects. One is your posture. How are you sitting? Your posture really just means um, if your shoulders are back and you're sitting up straight or if you're slouched. That is one aspect of sitting. We'll go over that. Aspect number two is how are your legs positioned, namely your knees. You know, are your knees crossed? Are your knees together with both feet on the floor? There's a lot of aspects of that too. And then again, the third aspect we'll go over is your feet. How do you position your feet when you're sitting? So those are the three aspects of how to sit like a lady. Let's demonstrate how to do that, okay? Aspect number one, sitting like a lady. Well, when you sit like a lady, you can sit straight, all right? Now, I'm sitting straight here, I'm talking with somebody, you know, etc., etc. This is really how you should sit. You can tell my back's a little bit far off the back seat of the seat here. So if you look here, you can tell that I have got about a hand's width behind me sitting back here, okay? So I'm not all the way back in the seat like this, which, you know, it's not bad. It's just a little bit more casual and relaxed. But to sit like a lady, you kind of sit with, you know, a hand width or so in the front. And then there's a lot of things that you can do with your legs, which we'll go over in a moment. But this is aspect number one. We're talking about posture, all right? So I'm not seated all the way in the back of my seat. I have a little bit of space behind me. And I'm making sure that I'm sitting up straight, all right? You look at this. You tell me, which one looks better? Which one looks more confident? Guys, if you're watching, which one looks like someone that you want to go up and approach? Someone sitting like this or someone who's sitting like this? I think you can see the difference. One exudes confidence, the other one doesn't, all right? So the first aspect of sitting like a lady is posture. We've gone over that. Two main essentials: don't sit all the way back on your seat, sit up just a little bit forward. And number two is to sit up and have a good posture, all right? So that's aspect number one of sitting like a lady. Aspect number two, what do I do with my legs? That's something so hard that I hear a lot of girls talk about. What do I do with my legs? You know, it's just, especially if you're in a dress. So I'm going to make it real easy for you, okay? It's going to be really simple. All right, so here's what we do. All right, I'm at a party, and I'm at a party. I'm in a dress. How do I sit? Okay. Here's how you do it. First of all, when you sit down, you want to get your hands behind you like this. Make sure that you're sitting down, that your dress is coming down, kind of just sitting down properly so that it's not all backed up. And that's one way that you do that, is by putting that down like that. All right? A lot of women like to cross their legs when they sit. Nothing wrong with that. However, when you sit down, you want to make sure that you're not doing this number, shaking your leg, because that brings attention to your legs and not to your face. We want attention to be brought to your face and to you as a person, not to the other aspects of your body that will decay over time. So, especially if you're single, you don't want a guy to be attracted to only that. Yeah, you can be sexy and sensual, but you also want him to be attracted to you as a person. What's in here, what's in here, and the conversation in your face. So that second aspect of sitting, what do I do with my knees, my legs? All right. So when you're sitting down, if you cross your legs, don't be shaking your feet around. Okay. Number 2, when it talks about sitting, there tends to be a problem, ladies, when you sit, that this tends to be an open gap, which is very inviting for people to look up into, okay? So just be aware, when you sit, you want to make sure that this is not gaping open for everyone to look up into. Now, you'll have to be the judge of this. If you have a dress that is just too short, you're going to have to calculate into, okay, if I go out in this dress, I'm not going to be able to cross my legs. If you have a dress that's that short, here are some options for you, or if it's a skirt, okay? If you have a dress that's just too short, all right, here are your options. When you're sitting down, just put your legs like this, okay? Now, if it's really short, you'll probably have a little gap right here. And, you know, depending on what you're wearing underneath, that could be noticeable. So I always just tell people, put your hands like this if you have something really short, especially if you're taking pictures and you're posing for a picture and you're having your knees together so you're not crossing them. Just do this, all right? So that's really important. If both of your feet are on the ground, here's aspect number 3 of sitting like a lady. If both of your feet are on the ground, this is what I recommend. Have your ankles together. Let me demonstrate. Both my feet are on the ground. I'm going to have my ankle like this. My ankles are together. Hope that you can see that, okay? Both of my ankles are together, all right? If I'm crossing, oh, look at all this that's showing, okay? That's fine. I just want to either tuck it in on the side, all right? I'm not going to do this, shake my leg, do that. Does not look confident. That does not look confident, okay? So back to aspect number 3. What do I do with my feet? Keep your ankles together. All right? So if I have both feet on the ground, I'm just going to keep them together, or I'll cross one behind like that. Or if I'm going to put both my feet out like this, I'm going to put my ankles together. Why is it important to keep your ankles together? Well, let me tell you. It's important because when your ankles are together, your knees tend to be together. And when your knees are together, people can't see up your dress. So that's why that's important. I hope you've enjoyed this short tutorial of how to sit like a lady. Remember the 3 aspects: posture, your knees, and your ankles. Keep your knees together, keep your ankles together. If you want to cross, your knees are still together. Remember, don't shake. Sit up off of your seat a little bit, and be sure to keep your ankles together. Thanks. I hope to see you here soon for our next video.